What's good everyone on YouTube, it's me again, back with another video, and today we're going to be reviewing a shoe that I think I haven't reviewed this brand before on my channel. We're actually going to be reviewing a Puma shoe. And for this particular release, this came out back in 2018 and it was to mark the 50-year anniversary of the Puma Suede. It's kind of surprising how old the shoe is, but it's still worn to this day. And for this particular release, they decided to commemorate the B-boy scene, because if you guys don't know, the Puma Suede is actually kind of like a weapon of choice for a lot of B-boys. And fun fact, if you haven't noticed already, when I first started dancing a few years ago, I actually wanted to be a B-boy. I think it's like every boy's dream at some point to try and become a breaker, but that kind of went to the side. And during that period of time, which was around 2018, you know, this sort of shoe came out along with the full tracksuit, which I haven't worn outside before. This is the first time I'm wearing it, you know, quarantine times. So I thought, you know, this is the only time I'm ever going to break it out, so I may as well do it for the review. And it was all on sale, so, you know, that's why I ended up picking up a whole set. But, jeez. But, enough about my aspirations of trying to be a B-boy. We're here to talk about the shoes. So, today we're talking about the Puma Suede Classic B-Boy Fabulous in the red colorway, if you haven't already noticed. So yeah, with the intro out of the way, let's get into the box. So I've never bought a Puma Suede before in like the normal colorways, so I'm not exactly sure if the box is that different. But on the top we've got this white stripe with the 50 anniversary mark, I guess, and the Puma Suede. And then there's a little thing at the bottom saying, you know, the Puma Suede, a street legend, established in 1968, geez, and reimagined in 2018. So pretty old if you ask me. And then I'm pretty sure that is German on the side. I don't read German, or French, or whatever it is. I'm not gonna try and guess what it is. And it's a lid style box. And then on the inside, we've got this first layer of like plastic. And this plastic has a pretty interesting texture on it, or at least pattern on it. And this is actually supposed to represent the outsole pattern that's found on the Puma Suede itself. And we've got a standard layer of paper as well. And then stuffed in just like the toe of the shoe, we have like a small bit of paper. And then we've got these two plastic bags. And inside each plastic bag, in this one, we've got thin red laces. We've got a lace double that says Suede on it. And on this bag, in this bag, we've got some thick white fat laces. And we've got another lace double that says 1968. So, if you haven't figured it out already, I've actually put one on each side, so it says Suede 1968. I thought that'd be interesting. And if we move to the label, it reads Suede Classic B-Boy Fabulous. So, the retail price on these. I'm pretty sure the retail on these was a bit more expensive, probably like $150 or so. However, I didn't pick these up at retail. They were actually at the outlets for about $90. And actually with the full tracksuit put together as well, the tracksuit was about $90 as well. So for a full 180 you can get a full red outfit, but I mean, who actually wears this? But I'll put the conversion here for the shoes. And for $90, I'm pretty sure Puma Suedes usually retail at $90 anyway, so it's just like the standard price. So the fact you get extra laces and like a nice little lace double is kind of nice. So yeah, with the box out of the way, let's get into the shoes. And here we are. The Puma Suede, jeez. The Puma Suede Classic B-Boy Fabulous in the red colorway. So, if you guys have seen Puma Suedes before, it's very much unchanged in terms of like its overall construction. You still have the very signature profile, the sort of like swoosh kind of shape that's signature to Puma, and the same outsole and stuff. So I'll just talk about some of the key differences that are on this shoe. And the first thing is that we've got this slightly upgraded material on the logo part itself. It's supposed to be like this sort of imprinted, it looks like almost like crocodile skin. It probably isn't actually crocodile skin, but it makes the shoe look pretty snazzy. And then on the back we've also got that same sort of like crocodile skin leather. with a gold Puma logo pressed into it. And as you can see, on my left shoe, I've decided to put fat laces with the 1968. But then on my right shoe, I decided to use the red laces. So then when you read the two together, it says Suede 1968. And also just, you know, playing around with like two different lace options on the shoe. But yeah, aside from that, as the name implies, Puma Suede, we've got a suede upper. It's done in this nice red color, but it tends to bleed quite badly because it's already bled on the laces itself on this white lace. And then moving down to the midsole. The midsole is just this like sort of cup sole with this heavy texture on the side, as well as a different texture on the toe. And then if we move to the outsole, we've just got this signature sort of like almost like square cross pattern. And this is pretty typical for most Puma Suedes. So honestly, that covers pretty much the main features of this entire shoe. There really isn't much to it. Now, in terms of sizing, I will say that I find the Puma Suedes seem to fit like the tiniest bit long. However, I will say they're also quite a narrow shoe. So I would say for the average person, if you have normal to wide feet, stick true to size in this shoe. But if you happen to have super narrow feet, you may possibly be able to get away with a half size down in this shoe. But for general sakes, I would say go true to size in this shoe. So I'm typically a US 9.5 in most of my sneakers. I bought these in a US 9.5 and they fit me great. Now, in terms of comfort, despite the fact this is also quite old, you know, yes, it's very uncomfortable in compared to other shoes today, but I don't know if it's the compound they use, but this compound that they use on the outsole is actually pretty flexible and like it's kind of soft. I would say I'd actually say it's a little more comfortable than say like old Converse like All-Stars. Chuck 70s are really good, but All-Stars are, whoa, yikes. But this is actually not too bad. And then the upper itself, it's just mostly suede and it's fairly flexible actually because it's a pretty thin cut of suede, but it's not exactly that breathable. So overall, I would just say for a shoe that's 50 years old, the comfort is honestly to be expected. Now I get into the part of the video where I talk about my opinions on this shoe. And honestly, I'll just say it right now, I shouldn't have bought these shoes. I have like this weird like sense of like needing sets and collections. So whenever I see like tracksuits and, oh, that is unprofessional. Whenever I see like tracksuits and like matching shoes, I always find myself more inclined to buy it. And when I was at the outlets and I saw that like you had the full tracksuit, top and bottom, as well as the shoe itself for under like 200 bucks, I ended up pulling the trigger thinking I'd be like some mad b-boy in the future. Now that I do popping, I'm not sure if this is an outfit that really suits, but as an overall package, if I was a b-boy and I really liked being flashy, I'd probably enjoy something like this. I mean, even on the zipper, we've got suede written here, which is like the same as the lace dubre on the other side. So if you're kind of like a swagged out b-boy, I'm sure this would be something that you'd be more inclined to go with. And if I was still b-boying, I'd probably already be wearing this a lot. But as it stands right now, this is sort of like a shoe I keep around mostly as a memory of like where my dance used to be. You know, maybe one day I will use these for popping anyway, but I probably have to remove any of like the b-boy references. Well, actually there are no b-boy references, it's just a celebration of the suede. But overall, I'd say it's still a pretty like nice profile. The suede is actually quite a inoffensive and like go-to shoe. In this red colorway, it definitely pops. So there was a black colorway, which I think was much easier to get and didn't actually end up at the outlets. But overall, I just say I probably shouldn't have bought this, but I still keep it around nonetheless. And yeah, with that, we've come to the end of another video. So I'd love to hear your opinions on this Puma Suede Classic B-Boy Fabulous in this red colorway. And I guess out of the two colorways, which one would you lean more towards? I know like right now it's with the whole quarantine, I'm having to dig through shoes that I've had for ages that probably aren't relevant these days. But you know, always trying to put out content that will be somewhat interesting. But yeah, I'd love to hear what you guys think. So like, comment, subscribe, leave a comment in the comment section down below. And if you're into more videos such as like sneakers and vlogs and a little bit of dance, I would say, yeah, consider subscribing to the channel. Time for the on feet, and I'll catch you guys in another video.